What's up, Angel City? Welcome to another episode of Angel City Chicks. Yes, we are back. Welcome to episode 74. We kind of skipped a week, and well, you know what? We've got a lot to talk about, but of course, I am not going to do it by myself. I have my favorite co host of all time right across the interwebs. What is going on, Nina?
What's up, Panda? Thanks for having me again. Thanks for not replacing me. Before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe. Smash that like button. Leave us some chat comments. I was going to say chats in the comments. That kind of makes sense. So yeah, join us in the comments here live on YouTube every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Follow us on all the social medias and engage with us here. This is not just our show. This is your weekly Angel City show where we recap everything that has happened. And, we did miss last week, and before we go too far, I kind of let's get into that before we get into our regular run of show, and then later we'll bring you obviously the NWSL news, the Angel City news, the game recaps, the World Cup watch, what's to come for the next week, and all that fun jazz. Stuff. But first,
yes, I was not here last week. I apologize.
Yeah,
celebrating
so
birthday.
We've had a lot of fun. And we've also had some other stuff happen recently. So
yes,
you went to Vegas. You got to celebrate Christian's birthday.
Yes, we did.
We actually just celebrated my mom's birthday last Saturday, which was cool. And your mom was there, which is awesome.
My mom came in to visit on top of everything else going on. So it's just been a whole lot of things. Yes.
But unfortunately, I said blame Philly on Instagram, but that's not the reason why we skipped last week. I was going through some personal stuff. For those of you who've been with us for a while, my longtime partner, JR, been together almost 8 years now. And unfortunately, 2 weeks ago, actually, right after we filmed this last podcast, we received word that his father had passed. And to say it was difficult is an understatement.
Agreed.
But we found out literally after we wrapped the last podcast, and
I mean, I think he waited until we were done recording and then called you. So, it's been a week of mourning and celebrating all at the same time. At the same time, we did get to celebrate a heavenly birthday for him on what would have been Tuesday last week whenever we were going to record. So, celebrating, you can still celebrate, his life and everything, and we'll continue to do so in everything that we do. So I think we should definitely dedicate this podcast to him and everybody that has been along on this journey and kind of knows what his family has been going through for the last several months, really. So hearts and thoughts and prayers and everything go out there. Just kind of give a big virtual hug to everybody right now because we couldn't do this without all of you.
Yeah. So Star Wars was one of his favorite things. He obviously loved all sports. He was a great supporter of me and everything I was doing. And so today my quote under my name here is the Darth Vader quote, because John did love Star Wars. So this is Darth Vader. I find your lack of faith disturbing. And I'm going to shout that out to, the U.S. women's national team and anyone who, the naysayers who are looking at us thinking like we're not going to do great things or there's this big problem. Yes, we have stuff we need to address and we'll talk about that, but let's have some faith. This has been a great team. We have great rookies. We have some great young talent. So let's have some faith.
Absolutely. And, my hashtag last week of freedom, I will be finally returning back to work in the operating room world that I had to leave kind of abruptly due to surgery there back in December. So lots of changes over this next week for myself. And hopefully we'll keep this up the way it's going. We tried to make this podcast at a time that we knew that we could sustain, knowing that eventually I was going to be going back to work. So, bear with us as we kind of go through that transition and everything that's going on. But like you said at the beginning of this podcast, we have a lot of stuff to cover. We have a lot of fun stuff actually to cover. And I don't know that we're going to spend too much on the the tactics and semantics of the game. There's just so much surrounding NWSL and the World Cup and ACFT. I know that's your favorite thing, Nina, when we go into like tactics and actual gameplay, but not a whole lot to say there. We've got a lot of stuff that happened. We have a lot of stuff to talk about that's going to happen, and I don't know, can't wait to get into some of this stuff. So do you want to kick us off?
Shift the mood and let's start with some happy news. No more Challenge Cup.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I don't know. I was starting to like the Fugazi Cup. We started liking how we were playing it. We kind of liked. Now, this is kind of a one-off because the World Cup won't be every summer at this time, but it really was, I think, somewhat beneficial to us this summer, allowing our girls that weren't participating to really go out and play. And honestly, the fact that none of our players that we sent over there ended up hurt or injured is a huge win in my book. But tell everybody what they're going to do going forward for this Challenge Cup.
Yeah, so instead, we're going to be, I know if I can read, because you know how I'm blind and stuff, I got to see my notes and I got to be able to see through my mic. Instead, there's going to be a one-off game in March 2024, and it's expected to be between the Shield winner, so whoever gets the most points in the regular season, and whoever ends up winning the championship. So this is really cool, and I do wonder, what are they going to do if the same person who wins the Shield wins the championship? But we also know that doesn't happen very often.
A lot doesn't happen. Yeah, I would say it doesn't happen very often, but I mean, I'm sure they will take the second place team. I don't know what takes precedence. I don't know if it's Shield or Cup. I would think, when you think points overall would be more important.
Points, yeah.
I would think.
Go back to those regular season points.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of exciting. I mean, that's really how a lot of other leagues around the world do theirs. They don't have this, well, they have their own like inter kind of play tournaments going on, but they always do some kind of champion versus champion to kick off the season. So like the Bundesliga just recently had the winner of the Pokal, and which is their like open cup type format winner for Germany versus the Bundesliga champion. And that was really cool because the Pokal winner actually won, which is a Bundesliga team. So it's really not like too crazy. But yeah, they do kind of have a champion versus champion kind of thing going on. And I think it's really cool. So that's how we are going to be seeing this. Not sure why they decided that. They didn't get a whole lot of feedback on it.
It's because they listened to our podcast and they heard us call it the Fugazi Cup a million times in a row. And they're like, we really got to change this because
yeah, maybe
they're damaging the reputation of this tournament.
Right. Exactly. So anyways, just so you guys do know, though, since this is the final Challenge Cup, if you will, Fugazi Cup, the way that it is right now, we've got Current Courage going to be facing off on September 6th, and then on following that, I guess, OL Reign and Racing Louisville. And then out of those four teams, we will see a Challenge Cup winner come from that. And we can all bid farewell, adieu, auf Wiedersehen to Fugazi Cup and give it its, its nice little send-off. Thank you for playing. Thank you for kicking off Sports in America, the first tournament, the first league to do so. You really came out, just really on fire with that. And I think that is where it's most appreciated. That was our first taste of professional sports in America because of the Challenge Cup. But I think it served its purpose. And I think it's time to move on to something that is a little more beneficial and doesn't like really stretch these players so thin when they don't need to be.
Absolutely. And I think you're going to get a lot more eyes on it because it's going to be such a highly competitive match because it's a one-off. I love it.
That's it. Yeah. Now, I mean, I was getting so confused on what games we were playing. Like, we're playing OL Reign. Which one is this? Is this one we really care about or one we kind of care about? I can't remember.
Now, the question will really be, are we going to see this played on the same field as one of these teams, or is it going to be at a neutral location? That we don't know yet. So we shall see. We already know where we're going to be for the championship game this year. We'll all be down in San Diego, but where is this game going to be? It's going to be in March.
Yeah, I feel we'll get a little more details as time goes on. So right now, suppose we'll just focus on this and give it its fair send-off, as we said, and then see what kind of transpires, because that'll be played, I believe, like you said, in March. So some time to work out the little details and everything. But
yeah, and moving how we like forward, to do happy, sad, happy, sad.
Well,
sad, but good.
What? Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Sad but good.
Let's talk
So
about okay, is that how you're doing this? I hadn't gone through how the notes were all structured because I can't read them,
oh,
but
I finished the notes for Panda literally 10 minutes before we came on. So I am throwing her for all kinds of curveballs. She had a
oh,
little bit of
girl.
a headache earlier, and I was like, oh, I'll do it.
Yeah, no, she jumped on it and I finished. We were like 30 seconds later than normal because I was literally uploading the intro video. But yes,
But
in
yes,
this
Panda's the reason why we were late to start.
yes. All right. Blame Panda, please. Thank you. Yes, this is really exciting. So, obviously, we know what has been going on over in Maui with the Hawaiian wildfires. Unfortunately, there have been a lot of people that have been impacted and such a sad situation. But LA sports teams have come together and they have donated $450,000 to the American Red Cross to help aid in those that were impacted. So if you want to be a part of this and you want to donate as well, you can go to theredcross.org and donate as well. And yeah, you if you're on YouTube, you can see all the teams that banded together. You know, this is when rivalries don't matter anymore and that we like seeing our names alongside other teams. That's what this is all about at the end of the day, is really being able to give back in some way, shape, or form. So good on them for stepping forward and trying to at least be helpful in some way, shape, or form.
All right, now back to happy news. I have my resume out there. Don't even worry about it. I'm applying for the positions, both of them, because with the loss of the United States in the World Cup and our elimination, we talked about this last time. Will he resign? Will he resign? Vlatko has said, I'll bow out. He's not even going to finish out the year. He's not even finishing out his contract. He is out. And along with him is also our GM for U.S. Women's Soccer, Kate Markgraf. So, I got 2 different positions I can apply for.
I know. What are your thoughts, on that? I think Vlatko was definitely something people anticipated. I think it's really hard to move forward considering, even if some people were just like not thinking that had anything to do with him and his coaching, I think you just sometimes accept that a partnership between like players and coach just isn't working out. Doesn't mean anyone's right or wrong or this, it just wasn't working out. And I kind of feel like the same thing as we said before, kind of with Freya. Sometimes it's just not the right person for the job. It doesn't mean that they did a bad job but there was chemistry that was lacking there that just didn't allow everybody to shine at their full potential. And yeah, so he probably saw there's no reason to stay. It's just going to be only tougher going forward for him. And, someone else needs to probably step in and reanalyze this situation and how they feel they could do something better. And did you hear what Lindsey Horan had to say?
No, but I saw you put it in the notes. Go ahead, tell everybody because I was wow.
So Lindsey Horan, she went on to the Recap podcast, which is the one that Tobin Heath and Kristen Press do together. Very good podcast. It's a lot of fun. You learn a lot if you actually take time to listen to it. But she actually went on and kind of hinted that the changes for the Sweden game, they really came from the players themselves and not so much the coaching staff. Her actual comment was this: the game against Sweden, I don't think we were necessarily set up to play the way that we played. That was just us finally coming together and being like, this is what we're going to do. And then it worked. And then it's like, okay, keep doing it. Could that have happened earlier? Maybe, but it's a really tough one. So just kind of saying like they really didn't feel confident in how things were playing out. And I guess took it upon themselves to analyze the situation and make their own call. And it was the best that they looked in the tournament for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And it's sad that it has to come to something like this because this is 2 people's livelihoods. But I'm glad that it's not just the coach. You really do need that combo of general manager and coach in order to change the system that we have. And this is what we were talking about last time, like the old methods for developing players, the old ideas for tactics and what's going to work for us can't remain. We need to think outside of the box. We need to do something different. And this will give us that opportunity, Coach Nina. Thanks, Mario. And this gives that opportunity because you're not just going to get the person who's day-to-day dealing with the players, but you're also going to get the person that's recruiting the players and helping make those decisions as to who's on that team. So I'm I'm pretty thrilled with this news. I think this is the best thing that US soccer could have done. Now, the worst thing the next step is for them not to rehire him, because
well, can they learn from the US men's national team on this one maybe a little bit? Like,
yeah.
Come on.
Let's cut it. Done.
Yeah, no doubt. Do you know of anybody, I mean, out there on the tip of your tongue of like who you think would be a good, I mean, I've seen a lot of,
let's
Abby
go.
Wambach as some names out there.
So
What do
we
you
put
think?
this out on Instagram and said, who do you think? And let's take a look right now. So we got a few comments here, and hold on. Yeah, I saw Abby Wambach, and then there was somebody else that I saw, Rapinoe to coach. Could be interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't
That was
think
very
Rapinoe's
underwhelming list that you just
Sorry.
gave us.
I don't think
really
Rapinoe's top of a lot of people's mind right now for things. She's become very divisive, and I'm Team Rapinoe. But if you're going to try and rally a bunch of people to support women's soccer, it's almost like running for president.
I mean, it's a hard one to be at. I mean, being a somebody who is representing the U.S. women's national team, I mean, they're very much put in a limelight, and as much as we want to keep politics out of soccer, it's impossible. So I don't know. I was reading this 5 candidates to Gordon Bombay. Thank you, Lawrence. You know what? If he can pull the Ducks together, then he can absolutely pull the women's national team together. I mean, those were some a hodgepodge of kids there, and he made it work. So, I mean, I don't hate that idea. Let's see. We have on here Tony Gustavsson, the Australian head coach, feels like somewhat natural hire, it says. Luis Cortez, linked him already as a possible replacement. Laura Harvey, Lorna Donaldson, Emma Hayes. Those are just a few 4 days ago that were brought up. I don't know. I mean, there's some great coaches out there. I mean, can we have England's coach? She's had a pretty amazing career, but she probably want to stick with that. But
yeah, I know I've heard rumors that we've approached some people and gotten shot down.
Yeah.
So, but you never know when things are rumored like that. You're like, oh, maybe not. Maybe it's just someone like I could be sitting here on this podcast and say they approached me and I said no.
Yeah. There's actually over-under bets over in Vegas for who it'll be. And the easy bet was Laura Harvey. The far bet would be Mark Parsons or Casey Stoney or Jill Ellis. They're at the end of the list. That would be like, Casey wow, Stoney, those get hired. But you can bet on that. You can bet $10 on Jill Ellis and win 1,000. Just FYI, if anybody's betting out there in sports.
Wait, you said $10 and win 1,000?
Yeah, because the over-under, it's like plus 10,000, meaning it's such a long shot that
for Jill Ellis,
that there's no way it'll happen. So yeah, that's what they're saying. Casey Stoney's even more. If you bet $10 on Mark Parsons from Washington Spirit, you would win $1,500.
I'm gonna just go put $10 on everyone.
That's what I'm saying. Hedge your bets, man. That's what we learned while we were in Vegas. So,
all right, $10 on everyone that Vegas is talking about right now, and I'm gonna clean up.
I know. There you go. All right. So let's move on. That's a little kind of NWSL adjacent news that we had. We didn't want to put that in our World Cup news because, well, they weren't in it anymore. So that's more, here. But let's go on. Let's talk about some ACFC news, specifically what I like to call additions, because we have several additions to the Angel City family. And Nina, you want me to tell everybody, or do you want to? I mean,
babies.
You love babies so much, so why don't you let everybody know who is new to the family?
Yeah, it seems like just yesterday, Serena Williams announced that she is pregnant, and here we go. We have a baby Ohanian. As you guys remember, Alexis Ohanian, one of our founding members or founders for the club and a majority owner, and also their little daughter. She has partial ownership, Olympia.
Yeah, this one needs to have ownership too.
And now we have Adira River Ohanian.
Adira River Ohanian. Wow. Welcome to the family. That you have to give them ownership. Could you imagine growing up and be like, oh, well, you gave her ownership of a team. What did I get? Like,
yeah, right. Awkward.
Well, and speaking of additions to this family,
Yes.
we've welcomed officially to the Angel City squad, not just as replacements for the roster while on U.S. Women's National Team duty. We have Elizabeth, Eddie, and Kelsey Hill, who we all know and have seen, and I think this is great. I think they have been a wonderful addition to the squad while our team were out representing their countries. And I'm very excited to see that they did decide to keep them on. I think they put in a lot of hard work. I think definitely made an impact. I saw more of Eddie. I can't say I saw as much of Hill, but that doesn't mean that she didn't contribute in some way that they saw, whether it's in practice or in the amounts that she did play, that were very impactful and made them say, "Hey, we really think you will help our squad going forward. We certainly need all the depth we can." So I'm very excited to see that we have gone this route. What are your thoughts on this, Anina?
Yeah, I mean, I've loved watching Eddie play. I definitely, I saw the Kelsey Hill one first. I'm like, wait, what about Eddie? So, so I was glad to find out we signed them both because we
Yeah.
know Kelsey Hill has been training with the team for the entire year. So good on her to get that recognition, to get that nod. Like, yes, we want you. You're doing well. And good on Eddie to come in and so quickly make a name for herself.
Yeah, she
Super
did.
thrilled with all that. And, that kind of leads us into an open position because,
Yeah.
Kelsey Hill coming in as a defender, we got rid of one of our defenders.
Yeah, we did. I mean, we talked a lot during the World Cup about the players that were gone, and we made sure to highlight players that were on loan as well, like Vanessa Gilles and Allison Swaby. And well, Allison Swaby is being transferred to AC Milan, and the reason I mean that's obviously addition subtractions, that works out, but I also wanted to highlight that what a big loss this actually really is for us. We haven't really got to see her much, obviously, with our squad, so we don't feel it as much. But had we gotten her back and been able to utilize her, I feel like she really could have added a lot to our squad because they went through and they named the best 11 from the World Cup. And as a defender, Allison Swaby was named as one of the 4 defenders that were the best for the World Cup. I mean, that's huge considering how many people there are out there, and she made the top 4 along with Amanda Illistedt, of course, Allison Swaby, Millie Bright, and Michelle Alozzi. And I think we all remember seeing a lot of those names while we were watching the World Cup, and just a big congratulations to her. I mean, you don't hear a lot about her, and to be able to be on that list is amazing. And then to go to AC Milan, like she must be living her best life right now.
Yeah, it leads me to believe that the reason we didn't see her for Angel City was we were making bank loaning her somewhere else.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
don't
we were
even
probably cleaning
know.
up on that.
I mean, all they said was an agreed upon fee. So everyone was happy. That's all I know. And it must have been a lot of money. So either way, congratulations to her. Gonna be sad to not see her now. It says transferred, so I'm assuming we will be she's no longer on loan. So her ACFC family ties will finally be cut, unfortunately. So
Sad
anyways,
face.
sad face for that, but happy face for her. All right. Let's move on. Let's move into the World Cup real quick. Let's hit on this briefly. I don't want to spend too much time on it. Just hit some high points and everything. First and foremost, quick point. Congratulations to Spain. Holy crap. This story is bizarre. The fact that they have gone through so much with their federation, and then even after they won, they are still going through some stuff. Nina, have you seen the videos out there?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Spain is not without controversy. First of all, you just have to give accolades to these players because they put so much online, so much of their hearts, and they did it in spite of so much. This is the new title for the Netflix documentary. Netflix better have been paying attention and captured all this. Give it a little spin-off. Do like a part 1, part 2.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
I
they
you gave me a
definitely.
1 finger thing.
Oh no, what?
Oh,
I was
go
just
for
like,
it.
yes.
Go. No.
I had nothing to say.
Oh, I thought you were like, let me tell you, I've already spoken with Netflix.
No, I have not spoken with Netflix. I am still just like, they do 1000% deserve their own like 30 for 30 on like ESPN, like leading up
Untold story.
to this and what was going on behind the scenes, and then how they literally put everything out on the field, literally played for themselves and their families. That was it. That and their country
Yeah.
itself, but I don't know how much it
Playing
was for
in
their country.
spite of their federation, playing in
Right.
spite of their coach, not celebrating with their coach. Several players refusing to even play with the team because of how bad it was. And then a
Yeah.
few of them deciding, okay, maybe it'll be okay, and going in. And then after that, you get your entire championship diminished almost because your coach is being like a little meh.
Yeah. I mean, like, they had so much go on leading up to this. The fact that they were able to really get themselves in it. I mean, you have to wonder how much of this was really fueled by, sorry, but like a real negative kind of emotion, like a real deep-seated, like, stick it to the man kind of thing. Like, we don't need you. We're going to win in spite of you. And on top of that, like I said, there was drama leading up to this, and they played phenomenally well. They certainly deserved to be there. But on top of that, to find out like Carmona, her father, had passed away after
Oh my
that. Like
gosh.
she was the
Yeah.
only one to score the goal, and she found out that her father died after it. And I think she said there was already a star, before she was playing. And I think, she knew he had passed before that. She didn't know, but knowing that he had passed before they had played, she realized that he was probably a big part of why it played out the way it did. So you add that, and then you add the drama of what happened, with the kisses and the groping and the comment. Like it's just ick. Total ick.
Very ick.
All of it is ick. I don't know.
Is that the name in spite of the ick? Okay.
Yeah. In
That's
spite of
the
the
30
ick,
for 30.
Spain went, but yeah, I think they should definitely do like something on this. I mean, if Netflix was there filming stuff, they weren't just, I mean, they had to stop filming in the US for a while, obviously. So, they had plenty of time. They're like, we're in
Oh,
Australia. They should have
too
just like
soon.
latched onto that. But yes, their president and their coach are definitely, there's some stuff that needs to be talked about. There's some stuff that needs to be investigated. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to get into it. I'm just gonna wait to see how it all plays out, because I know there are calls for him to step down after he
Duh.
gave like a crappy half-assed apology or something. I don't know. I didn't even watch it.
Yeah.
Anyways,
No,
so
certain people just should peacefully bow out and then get beat up in the alley. No.
So anyways,
Um,
congratulations to Spain. Like, definitely a full, just like on the pitch team effort right there. They definitely deserved to take that home with them. And I loved, I forget, was it Carmona she reenacted Messi's sleeping with the trophy pose? You know how Messi
oh,
was sleeping with
yes.
his? She did the same thing. It was really cute. So
Yeah, I loved all their
congratulations.
tweets after too. There were a couple that were really funny, but we have to give some more accolades, not just to Spain, but as with any tournament, we've got some awards that get handed out. So the Golden Boot Award going to Hinata of Japan, the Golden Glove going to Mary Earps of England, right? I can know my
Yes,
flags.
correct.
And then, of course, Golden Ball Award, which is kind of like the MVP, going to Bon Mati of Spain. And then the FIFA Best Young Player Award going to Salma of Spain.
Yeah,
So very
congratulations.
exciting there
Yeah,
to
that's
get
pretty
those
cool.
awards. But
Well, this is an Angel City podcast. Let's talk
yes,
about some Angel City players and some of the things that they should be very proud of. And we'll start off first, of course, with ALYSSA Thompson. Congratulations to her. She was able to make 2 appearances. She was the youngest player on the U.S. team in 2023, and she's the second youngest U.S. player ever, right behind a 17-year-old Mallory Swanson, who on her debut actually scored a goal. I don't know if you knew that.
yeah, very
Pretty
exciting.
cool, but good on ALYSSA Thompson for that. And then, of course, we have to mention the amazing June Endo. She did have a goal and 2 assists in this World Cup. She played a whole lot of minutes, 297. She made 3 starts, 4 crosses into the penalty area. She was the team leader, and then 8 tackles 1, also the team leader. So making a huge impact on Japan's national team. And did you see her back in training today?
Woohoo!
She said, "I'm back and I love it here," and she's happy to be back. And we are so happy to have June Endo back as well.
Yes, and then, of course, the girl who announced her retirement after the US, was sadly eliminated, Julie Ertz, playing a total of 390 minutes with 4 starts. She led our team in blocks, which is a defensive term for not allowing the ball to go into the goal, and she also, was second most on the team with clearances. 8 of each of those, 8 blocks and 8 clearances, and she only allowed 2 shots on target alongside the US backline. So much props, many props to Julie.
Mucho props.
And then our captain, Ali Riley, 270 minutes, 3 starts, 10 crosses, 228 passes attempted, our team leader for that. Of those, she was also the team leader with 14 passes into the final third. She is our playmaker. 3 passes into the penalty area and led the team on that. Super excited to see such a tremendous performance from Ali Riley.
Yeah, pretty incredible. My question goes back to ERTZ real quick. She announced her retirement from national team play. Do we think she's going to retire from club play at the end of the season? Huh?
I do. I think she is.
You think so? You
Yeah,
think
I
all
don't
of
want her
this was
to.
just a last-ditch effort to get ready for the World Cup, to play in her final World Cup, and then to just kind of bow out gracefully?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible she'll keep playing, but I just don't see it. I see her doing more work with her foundation and things like that. But at the same time, we know that soccer is in everyone's blood. Yeah, about to pull a Bale, says Mario. Gareth Bale, for those who are LAFC fans in the
Come
audience.
in, make a mark, maybe win us a championship out of nowhere this season, who knows? And then be like, "Deuces."
Yeah, and thank you for having me.
Thank you for letting me come here and be amazing. So yeah, I mean, and she's still incredible. She was, as someone said, she was very much one of the U.S. women national team MVPs. I mean, again, our inability to score goals is really what kept us from advancing. We certainly were not letting any goals in. I mean, we were solid back there. I mean, losing on PKs is definitely nothing that is on our defense. They held the line and did a great job, and she was a big part of that, being back there and that center back position. So I don't know. I'm excited to have her back. I'm excited to see her play and just curious to see what she does. Will not be surprised if she does decide to call it quits at the end, but I'll be happy we had our time with her when we did.
Yes, and with that kind of wraps up our World Cup watch, but we got more soccer for you. This is, of course, as we mentioned, an Angel City pod. So let's get into this game recap. We know we played Louisville, and I've, since starting this podcast, learned how to correctly say Louisville.
Louisville. Yeah, just like you've had too many to drink. Louisville.
And fortunately, this was a road game because while our players were outside of California, Southern California, we were here in full hurricane prep, but nobody warned us there would also be an earthquake.
Hurricane 2023, baby.
Yeah.
Yes. Did you feel it?
I felt it. It was really mild for me.
I was like, I thought maybe I was just like dizzy. Like that's how I felt. See, Louisville.
Yeah.
Thank you, Maximus. I appreciate that.
Yeah, there we go.
Exactly how you say it. I grew up an hour and a half west of Louisville in Indiana, so certainly grew up saying that. But yes, the hurricane was doing its thing on Sunday. That was the same day as the game, right? My days are very messed up between Vegas, mom coming.
No, it was Saturday. The game was Saturday.
Okay,
and then
so
hurricane hit late Saturday night, early Sunday.
We were hurricane prep mode. Got it. That's where we were.
Yeah.
Cool.
So tangent. You guys all know that I'm now in operations and I deal with buildings and stuff like that. Oh my gosh. I spent all day Friday, Saturday, and Sunday cleaning drains, picking up trash, arguing with my street sweeper to make sure all the debris got picked up, getting my landscape protocol. Hey, I'm still going. Talking to my door guy just in case anything breaks. There's a lot.
Sure. No, I know you had to deal with a lot. I was thankful we didn't. Most of us know we had games all over the place canceled on Sunday, except for the Chargers. The Chargers were like, you know what? We are lightning bolts. We're gonna go through this storm. But everybody else was
And then they
gambling.
lost.
Yeah, and then they lost. But
That's what you
either
get,
way,
Chargers.
I have a question real quick before we get into this game. Did the girls fly back that night? Or because if they would have waited the next day, there's no way they would have flown home on Sunday. So I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
actually
Anybody knows?
don't know when we flew because, we did have some time to kill. So I would assume they just hung out for a minute. But I did not heavily stalk Instagram enough to know where they were.
Well, I know a lot of times with the men's teams, especially like LAFC, they leave they'll
Right
have a
away.
7 o'clock game. They leave at like 10 p.m. and fly on back home.
Yeah,
Like,
I
they
mean,
don't
I'd rather
spend
sleep
another
in my
night.
own bed.
I feel like the budget for the NWSL is not big enough for them to have just another night there, honestly. I know that sounds bad, but I really do. I mean, that's a large cost for them to just stay when they could fly out. And
Yeah.
honestly, they would have been better flying out Saturday night. If they waited till Sunday, they wouldn't have been able to make it back, I don't think so. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Enough ranting and raving and talking about meaningless hurricanes and stuff. Let's real quick kind of talk about what happened in this game, and then we'll move on about what we thought, and then what's coming up. We have some exciting things coming up for our next game.
Yeah. So as we watched from the Angel City game, we had a 1-1 draw against Racing Louisville. And unfortunately, that is our second tie of the season. But we had goals from Katie Johnson and Louisville's midfielder, Kristen Davis. We started out as the dominant team in the first half, and we were able to really hold up to that high pressure we started talking about last time, finding opportunities through transition. It's all about that counterattack if you have a high pressing team because you're going to catch them out of position. Savannah McCaskill had our first chance, and it was about in the 16th minute, and she gets a long pass by Allie Riley, and forward ALYSSA Thompson is able to run into it. And Thompson dribbles into the box, lays it back for McCaskill, who takes a hard angled shot, but unfortunately, Katie Lund is able to save it.
Yeah, and despite really spending most of the half on the front foot and making, a lot of runs into the Louisville's 18, LA had kind of few quality chances for the remainder of the half. They, I think, posted 8 total shots and only 2 of them were on target, but they were kind of coming out slow. I think probably getting back into a rhythm again, adding back Allie Riley, adding back ALYSSA Thompson, and just kind of getting everybody back into the groove of having everyone back on the team again.
Yeah, in the stoppage time for the first half, Louisville was able to get a little momentum. They had 2 near misses towards the end of regulation. The first one came from a cross in the 6-yard box by Lauren Millett, and and Paige Monahan actually volleys the ball far post. The second chance was in the 9th minute of added time. We've been seeing a lot of added time lately, and that was a solo effort by Wang Shuang. Sorry if I butchered that, who looked to have Angel City's backline beaten in a transitional foot race. But of course, Sarah Gordon getting back in time. She has got so much speed. So fast.
Yeah, Sarah Gordon is a rock star. She saved our butt many times in this game and as well in the season. She needs to have her own podcast appreciation pod where we just talk about everything that she's done. But
yeah, this is a Sarah Gordon Stan account.
That's right. We love you, Sarah Gordon. You're amazing and so happy you're with us this season. We missed you last season. Now,
but it was cool because we got to hang out with her.
Yeah, I know. We got to do a show with her, so we got to really know her.
She knows who I am.
She
not
does.
even just I'm faking it how I normally do and pretend people know me. She would give us hugs. She knows us.
All right, so we're still in the first half, and Racing is going to continue to push early, and they're going to find another scoring opportunity in the 53rd minute. Corner kick to, did I say half?
Yeah.
I meant second half. I
was like,
read.
wait a minute.
All right, we're in the half. We're in the second half of this game already. I was adding 9 plus 45, and then I remember you don't like that. 9 minutes added to 45 is not the 50 whatever minutes. 45 plus 9. Am I correct?
Thank you. Yes, thank you. I appreciate you.
All right. But they're going to get a corner kick into the 6-yard box. It's going to kind of get into a scrum. Lots of players leaping, and it's going to fall to the feet of midfielder Ari Borges. And she makes a run into the box to midfielder Jalen Howe, who sent a shot over the box. And we are still scoreless at this point.
Yeah, fortunately, we got the first one. We got the first goal in the 67th minute, 5 minutes after subbing on. Scarlett Camberos makes a run up the left wing, drifted inside, and taped a shot sideways past to McCaskill, who sent an out of the foot flick onto Johnson. And there was a deft cut to the right to get free of 2 defenders. Then she nails the ball upper 90, putting us up 1-0.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. I love
Go
Katie
Cajo.
Johnson.
Go Cajo.
And Savannah
Go
McCaskill.
Cajo.
I mean, and Scarlett Camberos with the hockey assist, if you will. So, hey,
Yeah.
good for her. See, we do need Gordon Bombay out there. He knows all about hockey assists. All right, so the next real chance for Louisville is going to come in the 79th minute, and it would result in their first goal. Midfielder Maddie Picorni put a cross into the center of the penalty area, where midfielder Kirsten Davis clearly headed it into the net. And that is going to put the nail in the coffin for splitting points, which is bleh. I hate that. But let's talk about some stats and standings and get our thoughts on how they looked overall as a team.
Yeah, we always like to go through these stats. You say we're not going to be too technical, but this is the basics of it. So Louisville with 13 shots to our 20, 3 of theirs on target to our 6. We split possession just about equal at 51 to 49% and had just about the same amount of passes. I don't think you could have written this closer. Wow. 365 passes for Louisville, 364 for us. But
46.
Oh gosh, my dyslexia.
Oh, your dyslexia really kicked in there for a moment. Everyone got to witness that.
Yeah. Whew, that was fun.
Okay.
Pass accuracy, 76% for Louisville, 72% for Angel City. And, we outfouled them by about 5 fouls, with them getting 12 and us getting 17. But they got 2 yellow cards to our 1. So what does that tell you?
We fouling cleanly and smartly, right?
Yeah. Not getting caught.
We're not getting caught. Or we paid the ref. I don't know. Something like that.
All of the above.
Yes.
They caught us in a few more offsides with 5. I think that's also just kind of a piece to do with it on the counterattack, because everybody's pushing up so far. It's easy to end up in an offside position. And then just about even on corners, 6 to 7. This is a point on the road. So I'm happy with this result. I'm happy with how we are trending. And I'm happy to, say I'm unbeaten.
Full tweet ahead, right?
Let's go.
Becky Tweed still has not been beaten since she has taken over, which is, pretty impressive considering. So, but let's talk about where the standings are and likelihood of a playoff spot at this point.
Yeah, we're still sitting outside that playoff spot, but I don't want to give up hope yet. Like I want to believe. I find your lack of
hope that kills you.
No, we can do this. I feel like it seems like an uphill battle. Yeah, going back to that uphill downhill thing. But Louisville has 20 points. We have 18. That's 1 win.
Look, let me put this into a little perspective just to make everybody feel a little better if they need this. But so we play OL Reign. We'll talk about that here shortly. And they're 5th place. They're in a good spot. But after that, we've got Casey Current, who is down there in 11th. We've got Chicago, who's in 12th. We have Pride, who's in 7th, barely, above us. I mean, what's our point different? I can't read. Yeah, like a win or so. And then we've got the Dash, which are right above us, barely. And then the Thorns. So we really have 4 games that we should absolutely see points in. Most likely, definitely a win as well. At least KC and Chicago, I think. Those should definitely be wins. Orlando and Houston are going to be interesting. And then we've got Portland and OL Reign to go. Now, OL Reign is at home, so that does play into our advantage. And then we also have Pride at home and Thorns at home. So, listen, guys, I know it's the hope that kills you, but listen,
we got this.
We still have a chance. I mean, we are 6 points puts us above the playoff line, and so we can do this. We need other teams to drop some points as well.
We're not. I mean, a lot of these teams are going to that are above us are then playing each other. So even if they stand still, if like one of those teams loses and they don't gain any points,
sure.
As long as we're moving up, that's all that we need.
Yep. I mean, it's not impossible, but it's going to be a struggle bus. I think, Becky was handed, a hard ask, and so far she has delivered as I think well as she could have, and I'm excited to see how this all plays out. Last season, I think we started off hot and then kind of fizzled. I would love for it to be the opposite way in this season where we started off kind of meh and hopeless, and then all of a sudden we get hot at the right time. We have
let's
the
trickle up.
people to do it. We have the team to do it, and I think it's going to be an exciting and I think let's talk about Sunday. I think this is gonna be a real tell about where we're at.
Yeah, Sunday's making me a little nervous. We are taking on OL Reign, and unfortunately, in the last 5 matches, OL Reign has won 4 and we've drawn 1. So, not great. They definitely seem to have our number, but like we said, we are getting that home advantage here. So we will see what that means. This is Laura Harvey's team. Her name came up earlier in conversation for potential U.S. women's national team coach. So we know we're facing a great coach in this sense. And, they play a 4-2-3-1 usually, which is a bunch of high pressing and then blocking and defending in the midfield. So our midfielders are going to need to be on. I expect to see almost kind of like a Danny Weatherholt out there, somebody who's going to match that defense and that holding strategy throughout the midfield. And when they have the ball, they're going to be looking potentially for Megan Rapinoe, but we saw her PK skills, so maybe we'll get some luck.
Is there a chance that her confidence
that was some shade.
Do you think her confidence is a bit rattled after that performance? I mean, she didn't have a great World Cup performance, and she's really been coming on as a sub a lot anymore. She hasn't really been starting a lot of these games, and OL Reign has lost their last 2 games. I mean, we are unbeaten in our last 5.
Everything is lining up really well for us to be able to do this. The big thing we're going to need to look out for is their crosses. So probably giving up those corner opportunities to defend a little tighter would make us increase our chances here, because they're going to just look to cross and head it in or cross and kick it in. Give them that cross and defend against in the box. Words.
Sounds like a great plan. This is why you should be the next coach, Nina. Thank you.
I told you, I already told them I'm busy. I do a podcast. I got a lot going on.
All right. So what you're saying is, this is, we're at the best place we probably could be to play this kind of team. I think this is going to tell us a lot about where our team really is. It's going to be a big task, and I'm excited for it. It's going to be great. It's going to be at 5:00 on Sunday, August 27th. At BMO Stadium, and there are some fun things that are going to be happening. So we definitely encourage all of you to kind of come out super early and get out there and check out the Fan Fest and everything that's going to be going on. Because, well, first, let me talk about something that is very near and dear to my heart, not so much Nina's, but I donate blood as often as I can. If I have time, I'm feeling good, I always donate blood. I'm O positive. I'm a universal donor, and I've been in the hospital where I've had to give blood products. And I'll tell you, without donors, so many people would not survive being in the hospital. It's impossible. They wouldn't. They need what we're able to give them. So if you are someone who is comfortable giving blood, somebody, that has done it before, this is a fantastic opportunity to come out and help to kind of give back and to make a difference in someone's life. You can register through Angel City's story. They have that. I also put the link. I don't know. Can you pin the link?
Yeah.
We'll pin the link on our YouTube, and you can go and sign up there. I am going to see what the openings are as well and try to also donate blood. I'm ready again. I think I gave blood a couple months ago, so I should be good to go. So yes, we did. What'd you do?
I tried to put the link in there. It didn't work.
Well, nice job.
Again. I can do this.
We can add it to our story as well for this podcast, and you can just go there. So I don't think it's going to work, Nina.
Yeah, I give up. Sorry, guys. I was trying to make it easy for you, but yeah, we'll add it to our story and then head on over to Angel City as well. And you can register there.
If donating blood is not quite your thing, then I definitely encourage you to hit up the other booth that is there.
Yes, or do this, and then when you're upset about it, go get a puppy.
You can adopt a puppy at FanFest. The Angel City Pit Bulls are gonna be at FanFest. But the way you talk about babies is the way I'm gonna talk about puppies. I'm so excited. I don't know how to get them home right now because if I want one at FanFest, but then I have a game, am I allowed to bring it to the game? Can I bring it to Founders Club? I need to know. I have
There
questions. I have
has to
so many
be
questions.
something set up, like a puppy watch during the game or something,
God, wouldn't
because
that be amazing?
yeah. And can I cuddle a puppy if I
I
agree to give blood?
Actually, why don't you get a puppy? You don't have any animals.
I know, right? I'm missing the animaldom.
You need one. You need an animal. You should go. I'll give blood, you adopt a puppy, and then together we will have, contributed the best that we could to this fan fest. Yes?
Yay.
You don't want to adopt a puppy?
Oh, I don't like blood.
No, I said I'll donate blood, you
Talking
adopt
about
a
it.
puppy.
Ugh.
Oh my gosh. Nina.
It's freaking me out. Sorry.
Well, you know what?
All right.
Whatever.
Well,
If you ever need blood, just know that I gave to you.
maybe I'll try.
You won't. There's no way. You ran away from a flu shot.
No, I got drunk and got a flu shot.
She did get a little wasty face and then got
wasted.
jabbed. All right.
Totally
Anyways,
wasted.
like we said, Sunday, August 27th against OL Reign. So excited to be back at BMO. We miss you all. We miss being in the environment. I'm so happy that it's not underwater and it didn't get blown away or rumbled off of its foundation during Hurricane 2023. So I can't wait to see you all back there.
Absolutely.
Anything else you want to talk about? I mean, there's a lot to cover. It's really hard, like we've said before, to pick and choose information to put out to you. So that's why we love seeing you guys in the chat, because you can always ask us questions and then we can be like, oh yeah, I want to talk about that.
And then it's even harder to try and get all that information to you in under an hour, but we are doing good here. So, you know how we like to sign off with a quote. And this one I went to the U.S. Women's National Team for, as we talk about the World Cup and sadly dealing with that, we just want to give a moment to this. And the U.S. Women's National Team did put out a statement right after their loss. And they said, we want to express our gratitude to the fans and supporters who have stood by our team. Your unwavering support means a lot to us, and we appreciate your dedication. This year's Women's World Cup is a testament to the growth of women's soccer on a global scale. And we are excited to see increased investment in these incredible players. Our goal remains the same: to win. And we are committed to surpassing the standard we helped to create, and we will rise to meet the challenge.
Couldn't have said it better. I mean, they got a lot of criticism that I feel like was very unwarranted. I mean, these are moms, these are daughters, these are, wives and partners of people that are literally just trying to go out there and do the best that they can. And the things that people criticize them for, it was just completely unnecessary. I mean, I think they said it best when they're like, it's a testament to the world's, like, the women's growth in the world. Like they came to play, and it was so exciting to see so many debutantes in this. It was so exciting to see a new World Cup winning, national team. Like, that just says so much about it. And I have no doubt that it's going to continue to grow, and our women are going to do nothing but learn and grow from this and come out. And we're going to see, I think we're going to see a brand new team the next time that national team takes the pitch.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. And you know how we like to sign off? Bye. Bye. And here's our fluff.
Do you have any fluff?
Fluffy fluff.
Any fluff? Speaking of fluff, please adopt a dog. I really think you need a puppy. Someone once said to me, they're like, there's no excuse. I know you say you don't have time, you don't have space. I guarantee you that space alone on your couch while you're at work is far better than the cold floor of a kennel that they're in.
Stop. Okay, I have to talk to JR about it. Because
no, also then he doesn't live there.
But then, like, what do I do on game days and tailgates?
You have, I don't know, somebody come watch it, or your parents like stop by and see him. I mean, you figure it out. Like I said, it's way better than that poor dog just like sitting alone on a floor.
How about you guilt JR instead of me? I gave you kittens.
Because you're easier. Yeah, because you gave me 3 kittens. That's why. Here's the reason I have 3 voids in my house, otherwise known as black cats. So I love them dearly and everything.
Yeah, I gave you kittens. Leave me alone.
Love that. Anything else you want to talk about? I'm so excited to see everybody at this tailgate. I feel like it's been forever since
it really has.
Like, I don't know where the summer went, and now I have to go back to work, and I'm in all my feels. I don't know how I feel. I'm afraid. I'm like, did I forget everything that I know how to do? Am I gonna have to go through orientation again? What if no one likes me? What if I have to like leave the state? I don't know. I'm literally going through all
Why
these.
are you gonna have to leave the state? What are you planning to do at work?
I don't know. Go travel.
No, you're gonna be a traveler and you're gonna come stay with me 3 days a week. We've already agreed.
There's a really good job up in Bakersfield.
No, I don't live in Bakersfield.
It's a lot of money. You could live with me in Bakersfield for that.
How
So
much
I don't know.
money is it? No.
Right. Like 4,500 a week.
Can I be your stay-at-home companion?
Yes, absolutely. Be my partner in pod. We'll do this
Yeah.
there. But either way, I don't
Oh,
really I don't have anything funny to talk about. I mean,
I
I,
don't
I
either. And
do, I'm sure,
the
but
guys gotta get on next too.
I'm so
So
stressed out right now with everything, and I'm so excited about a game. We have LAFC tomorrow night. We have they are away on Saturday. We have ACFC on Sunday. Like there's so much going on, and I have to work. So I don't
ooh,
know.
your hair looks cute like that. All right, let's get out of here. We got the boys coming onto the screen soon. So
All right, guys, thank you for hanging out with us again. We love seeing you guys in the chat. Please, please, please always have fun with us here. It makes it a lot more fun. Definitely. But until next time. Bye.